Beloved in the Seventh-day Adventist Church. Beloved in the Seventh-day Adventist Church. This is a very urgent message, beloved in the Seventh-day Adventist Church on Facebook and YouTube, regarding selected messages, found selected messages, book 1. I got this from Amazon, beloved. Amazon online. Selected message, book 1. The chapter dealing with the foundation of our faith. The foundation of our faith, beloved. Page 204. The enemy of souls has sought to bring in the supposition that a great reformation was to take place among Seventh-day Adventists, and that this reformation would consist in giving up the doctrines which stand as the pillars of our faith and engaging in a process of reorganization, beloved. Were this reformation to take place, what would result? The principal truth that God in His wisdom has given to the remnant church will be discarded. Our religion will be changed. The fundamental principles that have sustained the work for the last 50 years will be accounted as error. A new organization, beloved, would be established. Books of a new order will be written. A system of intellectual philosophy will be introduced. The founders of this system will go into the cities and do wonderful work. The Sabbath, of course, will be lightly regarded as also the God who created. Nothing will be allowed to stand in the way of this new movement. The leaders would teach that virtue is better than vice. But God being removed, they will place their dependence on human power, which without God is worthless. Their foundation will be built on the sand, and storm and tempest will sweep away the structure. Who has authority to begin such a movement? We have our Bibles. We have our experience attested to by the miraculous working of the Holy Spirit. We have a truth that admits no compromise. Shall we not repudiate everything that is not in harmony with this truth? Beloved, this statement is found in Selected Messages, Book 1, by Sister White, which is a compilation, chapter called The Foundation of Our Faith, page 204. It deals with the fact in the last days, which is now, the Seventh-day Adventist Church will be in a great rebellion and revolution period, beloved. A time in which pantheistic theories will be taught in relation to God, where God's presence is, and what His personality is, the Omega version of this apostasy, which the book Living Temple was the alpha of these apostasies, and the book Invitation to a Journey with Robert J. Mulholland and Celebration Discipline by Richard H. Foster, which is taught in many of our spiritual Mason classes and theology programs at Oakwood and Andrews and Walla Walla and schools like that, will be brought into our schools and taught. A time in which books of a new order, which those books are, we brought into our schools, and with the presence and personality of God, and using pantheistic theories regarding Him. Also a time in which, beloved, according to what I read, they would try to do away with the doctrines of our church. They would change our doctrines. They would teach that we can have victory over sin, that we need to make our doctrines more Christ-centered or more Christocentric in some of our schools. They would say that we need to reorganize our churches and allow women to be ordained as pastors, and they would teach that we need to change our doctrines because the doctrines are not Christ-centered enough. A time in which they'll be dancing in our churches, playing wild music in our churches, and allowing wedding jury and jury to be worn in immodest dress in our churches. Beloved, this is a great apostasy. Sister White says we have our Bibles, we have our experience. So the alpha of this apostasy is Living Temple. That's the alpha of this apostasy. The Omega Apostasy is spiritual formation with the emerging church, with Invitation to Journey by Robert J. Mulholland and Celebration Discipline by Richard H. Foster, which these books are, in a nutshell, dealing with the presence and personality of God, beloved. These are pantheistic theories regarding the nature of Christ, okay, beloved? And they can make you agnostic or an atheist, beloved. No victory over sin being taught in our schools of theology at Oakwood, Andrews, and Southern, teaching that they were once saved, always saved. Teaching all these pantheistic theories, beloved. Sister White called it spiritualism in early writings, chapter called Education and Character, because it makes man his own mediator and says that man cannot stop sinning, and he's a law unto himself, beloved. Keep on studying the Bible and the spirit prophecy for yourself, beloved, and get ready for these last days. In the spiritualization classes, they have candles, they have bells, they have the emerging church movement, beloved. God bless.